Just pausing my music.
I didn't pause anything.
Literally comes up, Jeebus pause.
I'm not even on that tab.
Okay. Welcome back, everybody. We get close to episode 50. And I am terrified of the fact that I've had a campaign going this long. Anyway, last time, the group ended up finishing up with the festival that goes on every autumn on the island that Mar's family lives on. And then they got on a nice boat and took a nice boat ride where some pirate boat or others tried to take them on. Quickly learned that that was probably a bad idea because I gave them way too many cannons.
You didn't give us enough cannons.
After I did the math, I had to triple the ship HPs from what I was using. Anyway, that is where we left off. Is they had just finished that, and they arrived in port. Find the shipment of metal. So, go to the ship here.
Jacob still looks like a fucking rave. He had a great time.
Elliot looks moderately impressed. You actually see a somewhat of a cracked smile on his usual stoic face.
I'll kind of seeing that the horse's dad is going back to her cabin to drink.
Ah, my first sea battle. But I guess technically not first, because there was that Kraken.
That wasn't really a battle, though. That was more of a... You just told him to go away and ask nicely.
Well, him and I had a very, very quick battle of the minds. He lost. Alright.
Well, I'm gonna at least rest for the time being. Someone else could take the helm. If shit happens, just let me know.
Then Mark climbs up as a crow's nest and takes a nap.
You hear from down below. What the hell? How the hell am I supposed to get a cannonball out of that rafter?
I'll go help him.
Mark is down there trying to figure out how to fix the ship from the one cannonball that hit.
Yeah, we got it once and it's just in such an awkward spot that he's pissed off about it.
You guys couldn't try a little harder?
I'm sorry, you try steering a ship. Unless you were insulting, like, where the cannonball is, and him trying to pull it out.
I was waiting for Zimar to fucking catch a cannonball and chuck it back.
Listen, they only hit us once, and then I asked after the fact. It is a missile. I can throw it back.
See, the problem is you have to reduce that damage enough to throw it.
If I reduce the damage to 0.
Yeah. And if that thing hits for like 30, then, well, maybe you could. Because it's like your monk level times things. It's been a while since.
Let me grab it.
It's a slim chance, but, you know, he'd still...
I would hope that you would let me if I was able to.
Fucking power that shit.
I'm crazy enough to let you take a cannonball. If there was fat guys that used to shoot with cannons, you could damn well take a cannonball.
1d10 plus your dex plus your monk level.
Yeah, you could definitely take it if you catch it the right way.
Yeah. Either way, it's still a reduction. So, you guys are sailing, and you guys had arrived close to about the next day morning at a small dock that Hanako had said the shipment was waiting for. You have the paperwork. You do notice there are a few other ships that are doing work, and I guess I should explain more of how and why you guys had to get passes to get in, inspection, is to think about the islands as a ring, and you guys are sailing kind of in the inside of it.
Mm.
So those waters are more heavily protected, of course, because it's inside this archipelago ring versus, outside.
So we did the American tactic of let us in and then blow them up.
You're still, I mean, it's the thing is, it's big enough that you can kind of just see the next island on the horizon, kind of thing.
Okay.
From one one side to the other. And if you're in the dead middle, like some of them are, far enough that you can see one and then see the other. But you couldn't see them from each, their own shores, kind of thing. So there's some good distance. I just remembered I had not explained that about how the island chain worked.
That's fine. We haven't really explored outside of the one yet, so I think this is a better time too.
Yeah, it's one of those, made from a volcano and there's still an active volcano thing going, kind of thing. And, yeah, so, I mean, with the right paperwork and stuff, there is no hassle. They look at you a little funny, like you're not regular shippers, but you have the paperwork to pick up the iron, so... It'd take about a day to load. If you guys want to do anything, you're back closer to the capital, a bit northeast of it.
Is there much to do in this small port city?
No, it's mostly an iron mine town. A lot of mining supplies and stuff that are going in and out of this port.
Okay.
The mountains above it are very rich in iron, and so it's kind of like the forges and stuff. I don't know if you've ever seen Princess Mononoke, but there's a lot of foundries and stuff like that.
Okay.
I suppose, Elliot, if it doesn't bother or trouble the group much, you will just check around the area, mostly just to look for possible Oni guards or traces of Margula's band of no good leftovers.
I guess, if some are willing or some aren't busy as well, Kyle will probably strike up conversation with a few of the ships and captains kind of coming through the ports, just to kind of glean any information she can. Considering at least there are probably some people that have been around the archipelago, other parts of the archipelago.
Peaceful traffic.
I don't know.
A lot of the natives are kind of a little bit more hesitant to talk to you.
Okay.
What you do glean is that the Onis have been blockading the island that the mountain clan exists on. It's kind of a political thing. It mostly has been just nobody really knows exactly why they're doing it, but they're not going to get in the way of one of the top clans of the islands.
So, the basic, at least from what I can gather, the general public consensus is there's mass confusion, but no one's really sticking their neck out because it'll probably end up with it on a chopping block.
Basically,
Okay.
there are major clans that exist on the islands, and the Oni are one of them.
That makes sense.
On the main island, which you guys are, there's about 3 major clans that control everything.
Alright.
The village or the port that you guys are in is controlled by the Stag clan. So there's a lot of deer motifs and stuff.
Huh. Okay, then.
And the guards here, you're in emerald greens and golds and such is their armor paint or garb and stuff, and you see a couple of samurai that, equally match that with their own garb.
So the three major clans are the Oni, Stag, and what was the third one?
The Oni, the Stag, and check my notes. Where did I put that in my notes? There's the Taco Clan, which basically means Octopus Clan.
No, they actually have like a shit ton of taco ships that just wait on the edge.
Yeah, their entire motif is just a mustache and a hat.
Oh my god!
Oh, no, it's
No, I got
very
you.
detailed octopus detail.
Yeah. A taco with a K, not a C.
I didn't know Desperado had a ship. You can always hear his music from here.
Oh man.
Well, that was a fun time while that lasted.
It was. I guess I just became quiet as soon as I heard the Taco Bell reference coming in.
No, we can do that. Miser's here.
Oh my god!
Don't worry, I'm not considered Mexican too much. I'm further down south, so.
Technically, my girlfriend is. So.
Ah.
Okay.
So is Harley.
Oh yeah, I keep forgetting she is.
I also forgot that.
I mean, I think Pepper really emanates that energy, so, I mean, I'm gonna count it.
She emanates the level. Anyway. Oh my god. This is why we must never meet the Taco Clan. Wait, please tell me that... Wait, please... one more really bad joke, but please tell me the Taco Clan for their Jolly Roger, or like their insignia, is just a dog singing.
No. No, it is like one of those ink-painted octopi with like super detailed ones you'd see on like a tattoo.
Yeah.
Oh, awesome.
Yeah. There's just black and purples.
No? Oh god. Never mind. Talk about it later.
Whereas the Oni clan tends to be blacks and blues and
I'm surprised they don't.
reds.
Okay, I was gonna say that's...
A lot of reds.
Yeah. Makes sense. What was the Mountain Clan? Was it a lot of like browns and like just dirt colors and like earthies colors?
The Mountain Clan kind of divorced itself from that, as it is more like Tibetan monk Shaolin.
Oh, okay. So it's less...
Yeah.
Okay.
So like, I think I showed you that picture of Star where she's wearing like whites and pinks, and
Yeah.
then you get like the yellows and the reds and such like that for other robes. And there's a little bit more mixed without having stuff, but their symbol is like a gray and a dark blue. So it's like a gray mountain with a dark blue above it for the sky. It's very simple, but you only see like flags and stuff like that there at the temple, really.
Okay, so like no one's really bearing the insignia or anything.
And I don't know if you know, like, have you ever seen when they have those like super long flags that are made of one color that they will dot like on a path? That's how that area is, like going up to the temple is kind of got those long flags that are there.
Makes sense.
So it's very much a much more humble scenario. So yeah, I mean, nobody's got anything else they want to do. Everything gets loaded pretty easily.
I suppose the last thing we need to check, probably out of Elliot's own paranoia, is to check the cargo and make sure that the metal. Well, he'll probably ask Kyle and Deckham, probably Deckham more since his Warforge history and also being more military, if the metal is actually the right quality or what Hanako is looking for.
Deckham, if you wanted, you can roll me an advantage.
Alrighty then.
I don't know, intelligence?
Oh, good. My best stats.
That's it.
This is metal. You
You
know
had-
what
you had advantage. You had advantage, buddy.
This is
My
metal.
God, it doesn't take much for you because you're made of it, so... Yes, as far as you can tell, this is silver iron, so it is the higher grade of iron.
Oh, good, yes. Actually, this is most of my components.
Because as you know, there's basically 3 types of iron. Red iron, black iron, silver iron.
The other one has lower carbon? I forget.
Yes, and so the red iron is rusted, basically, so it's going into hematite.
I don't see much oxidation on this, which is always a good sign. It should be fine, really. Not tip-top quality, but it'll make your everyday weapon, right? Or a very nice stainless steel pad.
Interesting.
Denmar picks up a piece. This would make a good rock.
Let's not make a metal rock for the love of God.
Well,
You've
maybe.
literally seen your sister throw marbles, and so you know they possibly could.
It's just a cast iron ball bearing. That's how all of my joints move.
Have rocks in your joints?
No!
I
don't know if you
mean,
do this on purpose.
I suppose you will have to ask Hanako permission to start using those metals that she's waiting for as rocks.
Denmar pulls his returning rock. No, I think I'm okay. I think I'm okay with just this one.
The perfect rock.
A rock that never leaves you.
A rock that is your foundation.
The cornerstone.
Are you guys staying for one more night, or you want to head out as soon as it's ready?
Personally,
We haven't really heard about like anything being in town that we might like be attracted towards.
Or like anything that would pique our interest.
You know, there's a bar, there's...
That's a better way to say that.
It is what you'd call a mining town more than anything. It is predominantly focused on production.
Carol, wouldn't you want to go visit the tavern to, I don't know, alcoholic?
don't we have enough alcohol on the ship?
I'm pretty sure I ordered at least another 2 bottles of rum, but
Apparently,
My
not
thought
enough.
is that perhaps it catches wind that there was a ship that made it through the blockade, and they start looking, or their security tightens more when we're trying to get back.
Agreed. Plus, while we may have dealt with a bunch of pursuers, I'm not above the idea that they may have 1 or 2 survivors and mention about us.
I don't know. We did blast the shit out of it.
I don't think that ship's had many survivors. Also, it still took us like half a day to sail here. There's no way they made it back before us.
Also, excuse me. I talked to most of at least the captains, and like gleaned some information while here. So I don't know if the bar's going to provide anything else unless the miners saw anything, which I could try before we leave.
Who knows? Maybe there are like secret tunnels to the islands.
I hate what just popped in my head the minute you said that.
Through the mountains.
The
God
Lonely
damn it.
Mountain.
Secret tunnel.
Secret tunnel. Thank you. I was trying so hard not to say it.
That's why I had to add more.
And I just said Lonely Mountain. That's all.
I guess I could try and see what I can get, but outside of that, we're not in any hard rush to get back, are we?
Not that I know of, Zinma. Do you?
I mean, I would
Were you
love
told
to see
anything in
Hanako
secret?
again.
I mean, it's not like she's gonna die when we get back or something.
Gestures towards the crates full of steel. I'm not carrying that.
Don't worry, we have crewmates for that. Looks
Have they
like-
gotten bold enough to leave the ship yet? Are they still doing that skeleton chain thing?
No. Well, that's his Mark and Zan.
Oh, those two.
The only other alive people.
I think I'm technically alive, sir. I did eat something the other day.
Alright, Jerry, we'll
What did
talk
it
about
taste
that
like?
later.
I see you'll probably have more people to work food with, Deckham.
I'm kind of worried about that, though, because that means we'll go through food a lot faster.
More worried about what he ate.
Thinking of all of Kyle's money I spent to fill the pantries.
Kyle's like, alright, Deckham, this is for supplies. Deckham, meanwhile, food.
Nice!
Yes,
Buzz.
he's not wrong.
Kyle probably knows going it, though, like giving it to Deckham. More than likely, he's going to spend it mostly on food. Either that or she'll spend it all on rum. But yeah, I guess I'll just kind of try out the tavern, see if there's anything else I can glean before, just like any people that would have come through as well. More so than I could have, at least from the docks of the few captains that were there.
What's your passive perception?
Like a 19, I believe. I could check. Give me a second. I have to open up my sheet. Yeah, it's a 19.
Okay. In that case, then, you heard tell of another ship that's in the inner sea that, a lot of people didn't particularly like because of the black sails and the fact that it was full of outsiders, especially a big guy they could see from the shore. Looked like he was a shark.
Oh.
Why
Well, I
does that
see him.
sound horribly familiar?
Kyle will kind of ask, when was the last time the ship was seen?
Less than a week ago. A lot of them say in about 4 days, 5.
Did
Were
you
they-
see-
Sorry. No, I was going to say, were they spotted still in the archipelago, or were they leaving it?
Still in.
Did you see which way they went? North, south, east, or west?
They were continuing around, well, from what they could tell, the coastline, probably towards the, what would be more of the capital for the Stag clan.
Oh, that's not good. Guys, we may have to take a detour.
Why?
Well, do you want Margulius to go to the capital of the Stag clan and could fuck some shit up?
Do we like them?
The captain that threw us in...
No, not Margulius, obviously.
Well, think of it this way.
Whoever these fags are.
think of it this way. Right now, from our understanding, stags, from what I've been able to glean, are one of the 3 major players in power. And if someone from the Oni clan or an Oni clan does something like this, it could easily cause an imbalance of power where the Oni clan get more, and it only makes it harder for us to travel.
Then perhaps, if I may interject also an idea, but should we not at least give Hanako her medal first so the Mountain Clan can have their combat supplies if need be, and then we can deal with the detour?
My only issue is I don't know, because they left about 4 days ago. You said 4, right, Moogle?
They passed by 4 days ago.
Oh yeah, they passed by 4 days ago, so I don't know what the timetable is, because if we go, don't give them the medal, if we give them the medal and come back, it could be too late, but if we go now... Actually...
Then let's put this in another perspective too, though, Kyle. If Margula is working on behalf of the Oni clan, and we're going with the angle that they're trying to destabilize the major clans, would it not be beneficial to at least arm our known allies? For we don't know if the Stag clan will be accepting of our presence.
Might be for the best, I guess.
At
and
the
also,
very least, we can probably give aid if we are certain that the Stag clan are not going to simply turn around and blast us off the seas.
Mar, did your dad mention at all how well connected the Mountain Clan is to the Stags at all?
Oh, just above table player wise, I didn't ask about it, but I did say that, I had conversations with my father, so I guess I'd assume that would probably be something that would come up in conversation. So I'm going to leave that to Moogle.
I will tell you this. There are politics between the clans. I guess the best way to say it about any of them is it's tenuous at best. So, while they're not openly hostile towards the Mountain Clan, the Stag Clan, does supply materials and such like they have been. But it's also, if things flowed in the right direction, they might be more apt to go or take advantage. But in general, they're more based on wealth than, say, the Oni Clan, which is based on warriors.
Yeah, that's my worry.
Or the Octopus Clan, which is based more on trade.
So, I just tell Al then that, they're not going to be hostile to us, but they also aren't going to welcome us with open arms, per se. They'd much rather fill their pockets than anything else. And when push comes to shove, I'm sure they would not come to our aid.
Alright, so, table question. So, the Onis are a warrior or military clan, the Stags are merchant clan type, and what was the taco again?
Right.
Okay, different types of trade, I guess you could say. The Stag Clan lives predominantly on the mountains of the mainland, so they are more known for, iron, brass, bronzes, gold. So they're more known for the mining trades and exports on the islands versus the Taco Clan, or the Octopus Clan, which is more of the ships like you guys coming in. They oversaw like the first port you guys entered through, and that's more of what they handle is exterior trade and such agreements with other nations. They're a little bit more of the isolationists.
Okay.
That's not bad.
If that makes more sense.
Yeah.
I think so. I got something of an idea. Alright. And hearing Zamar's explanation, Ailey then just adds his thoughts. Probably everyone else already concluded it, but then adds, though I suppose Margula's presence might be more of an unsavory emissary for the Oni clan to the Stag clan. Hence why I believe it's best to strengthen the allies we know we have rather than rushing into the aid of unknown elements that we don't know the land's politics and social structures.
Yeah. I guess we should just head back for now and at least keep it in the back of our mind in case some shit happens.
Agreed.
Alright. The beginning of the trip back is uneventful. Make it through the night, very little problem. Then the next day, when you start approaching the island, it's known for the mountain clan, there's something a bit different. There is not a blockade.
Oh, that's not reassuring in the slightest.
I don't know if that's a good or a bad thing.
That either means two things. Either there's currently a war so they can't afford ships to come here, or they're invading the mainland and most of the ships are at dock. Let's hope it's the first one.
There could also be a third option that, considering we had probably sink one of their, that particular ship and it had to come back to its allies. Could be that they're looking for us, or now they have a just cause to attack the Mountain Clan, considering we have been sneaking back and forth.
Let's hope it's not that. So, if I remember correctly, there's like a small tide pool area, where we had jumped off, basically, that we can go to.
There is an actual dock to one of the villages.
Okay.
It hasn't been in use because of the blockade, mostly fishermen and such, but
I guess Kyle will try to get the boat in that small dock area then, if there's enough room, or at least enough offshore enough where it's
you can get it offshore and then use, the way a boat. So yeah, you guys get back, you're able to row in. The fishermen are gone because they're busy out in the bays because there's no more blockade. And that's the word that you hear around town. Is basically people talking about the fact that there's no more blockade anymore, and they just up and left last night.
Why do I feel like this is some calm before the storm bullshit? As Kyle's saying, it's like they're walking around.
Because that's exactly what it is. If you think about it, it's happened quite often while we were here on these domains.
Yeah. My worry.
So yeah, Hanako eventually makes her way over, so she's a village over. By the time that pretty much have been loaded. Basically everybody's just surprised that the blockade is gone. even she feels like it's a bit of a calm before some storm, but nobody seems
I
to
asked
have any...
when they left, like how early or how soon after we left port did the blockade lift.
Basically, what they would have left was, from what you figure, would have been as you guys were leaving the other port that night, they left there. So they stayed for about a half a day.
Huh. Do you know which way they went at all?
Most of the fishermen, they paid attention. The last ship was seen headed back basically towards where they came from, towards Oni-controlled lands.
That's also even more worrying.
Any ships go in the direction that we went? Or do they all go towards the Oni territory?
There's an old guy. Other than that one you guys blew the fuck out of now.
How did you see that from that far?
I got one good eye and the other one sucks.
It looks like he eats a lot of
You
carrots.
see him pull up this like weird cobbled together, duct taped spyglass. Well, it's my job to see shit.
Thank you, Captain Jones.
Your job to see stuff, but you only got one good eye.
I know. It's kind of the problem. But it's a good eye.
I trust
Until I
him.
get some dust in it. Well, the sunlight's the wrong direction.
Or I get to drinking.
That time I saw them flying discs in the sky. Sure, I just got shoved in the sand and my contacts were missing. And
Flying disc.
but I seen them.
That is somewhat... I'm
Don't
sure it
listen to him. He's fucking crazy.
Yes, he is.
I agree. It probably was one of those flying metal frisbee things or chakrams that I heard that some of the Eastern warriors in Oarth were able to use.
It was the size of a ship.
You sure you weren't just looking through your eyeglass and it was up really close?
So was a USO an unidentified shipping object?
Oh man.
Nobody will
Anyway,
ever understand. Okay. No, it's head crazy. Yes. Told you, fucking goddamn thing left already. Sure, I didn't see it leave, but they left.
Did he also probe you while he was there?
Oh no. We're really going down this rabbit hole.
I'm sorry. Better than the last rabbit hole we went down where my character ended up asking if he would die from explosive diarrhea.
That we did.
You did.
Jeebus loved every second of it.
Oh, yeah.
roll
Right.
Constitution.
I suppose Elliot would probably just either ask Hanako or any of the others from, I guess, the Mountain Clan if they're there. Had there been any movement or strange activities going on when we were away?
Hanako kind of just thinks about it. Not really. Been pretty straightforward. And you guys have only been gone a day, so about a day and a half.
True, we didn't exactly stick around too long upon hearing news of one of our main adversary sailing close to the Staglands. Do you know any more about the Stag Clan's politics or influences, I guess one would say?
Or hell, even the name of their leader, just in case it comes up.
Agreed.
Well, I mean, the leader's Lord Conte. But outside of that, they tend to, well, short of if there is an open conflict where they're going to make money, they don't really tend to do much.
Part of me worries that Margolius could just offer them money and then kind of pay them to fuck off.
Who?
The rogue captain that's kind of been up our ass for a while.
Oh.
If it puts you at mind ease, or rather anger and fury, he did left Simar out in the sea to die of dehydration and near starvation before we found him.
They did get Zimar a taste for eating shark.
I did get a good hit on him, though, before he knocked me out and tossed me overboard.
Yes, considering that was a very large shark man, I think was there, but I could not recall, considering the minions were things that wanted to stay in the shadows.
I mean, we did quite well to defend it. We just all hunkered in a room and waited for like 10 minutes.
While everybody on the ship was murdered,
Yeah, we survived.
and then a child was nearly hung,
We got her.
ship burned.
No, we survived. That's all that matters.
Yeah, I did everything I could to save that child and get her out of the out of Ravenloft. That was my great victory.
I broke her collarbone, so that was my great victory.
While I was unconscious, I couldn't kick you through there too.
Then I'd be playing a wholly different character.
No, maybe not. So yeah, I mean, everything's pretty straightforward. Lord Conte is basically just kind of one of those wealthy guys that is a lord through that, and because of his territory.
He's,
Probably one of the armorers. Of course,
He's
Hanukkah would disagree with that, but
sorry. Could you spell out his name just in chat, just so? I think I have an idea of how it's spelled, but I just want like an official one, just to be sure.
I was off by a letter.
I thought it would have been a C and not a K, but I also should have been.
I got the K right, but after that I put an O because I thought I heard Contai. So.
Oh yes, my favorite form of art media, Contai.
I was going to say... Never mind.
Go on.
bring
The
up
floor
ship
is open.
girls. Let's see this.
I was going to say
I know
it was
who it
like
is.
hentai, but it was like hentai, but with a
I
K.
actually know what Contai is. That's an Azure Lane reference. I actually kind of caught that now that I see it spelled out.
Unfortunately, I am one of them clueless ones, so you'll have to clue me in on that reference another time.
It's essentially just ship or famous battleship and warships designed as anime girls. That's basically the gist of it.
Like
And
the
the
Bismarck.
Yeah. But Contai, I think if I remember correctly, is actually like a corporation in the game. So it's not like a ship, but it's like a group.
Ah, okay. So this
I didn't know Moogle played Azure Lane, which now concerns me.
I got it on Switch. Here, let me show you Bismarck, just in the chat.
Oh no, here we go. Okay, let me see.
What? I hate that. I love the hat, but I hate it.
I actually like the hat.
Though, if you've seen like some of the art for Azure Lane, There's a
Smash.
reason why it's... Shut up.
You know what? Yeah, I'm in agreement with that. Yeah.
That's all I'm gonna say. Just stop it there.
So, you guys are free to do whatever you want on the island now.
I'm going to go spend some time loading and unloading with my new lover.
Well, that's one way to put it.
Okay.
I don't know what I would do, actually. Is there, like, a lot to do in between, like, the fishing clan and, or the fishing village and the actual monastery itself, or?
There's, like another village that's higher up the hill,
Okay.
shrines, different.
Usually not a lot going on in a monastery.
Yeah, that's what I kind of figured. That's why I was, like, trying to see, like, around if there was anything that would pique my interest.
Elliot.
Go train with the other monks.
I'm not a monk. Shut up.
There's a gambling parlor in town. I don't know. What do you want?
No. I just like trying to think. I'm just trying to think above table what I'd be doing. So, just come back to me in a minute while I'm thinking.
I'll just probably have Elliot. Well, Elliot's gonna be still looking for that source that was dragging the spirits around, so he's gonna be using divine sense and scout out a little bit, maybe even wander outside the village a little bit. He'll welcome any others that wish to come along with. He'll even tell Deckham and Kyle, since he doesn't want to bother Zamar with his bonding experience with Hanako.
Fuck it, why not? Worst comes to worst, we run into another gun wraith or something. Kyle just kind of
How
gets
many
knife ready.
How many divine senses do you have?
I should have.
Or are you going to use?
One
What is the
second.
correct term?
Since
How many
I-
are you going to use?
We're about to find out. I'm gonna roll a d4 because I got 4 total. Also, Elliot would add, right, and at least I'm not running around stark naked after a flying head creature woman.
Not yet, you're not.
I'll use 2 of my divine senses and space them out a little bit.
Roll me two D100s.
Very high numbers.
Jeez.
I see, we're summoning Cthulhu while we're at it.
Yes, I just gazed into the abyss and it stared back at me.
And then you see some random 3 people in a lighthouse.
Roll.
One crazy guy screaming something about loot and money and throws it right off the bridge. Or, I mean, off the lighthouse.
And then for some reason all the 5 people leave. Oh god, that was first section. So good though.
Well, I will tell you this. Wherever they're going, it was into a building that Zamar went into with his father.
Great. I'll have to inform Zamar about this, but I'm starting to think that Imperial egg thing from the Emperor is more than just an egg.
Is there... I guess because Kyle has her big book of our Idiot's Guide to Yokai. Is there any specific yokai we're kind of flipping through that devour souls for energy or sustenance?
Oh yeah.
Any specific?
Demons, pretty much like a considerable number of higher level beings, upwards towards what you'd call god tier. In fact, there's even apparently a dragon that eats souls.
Oh. The moment as Kyle thinks about it. Didn't... As Kyle's kind of thinking, that egg was a gift from the Emperor, if I remember correctly, right?
Yes, and apparently the Emperor has
Yes.
transcended humanity and no longer is in need of sustenance, thus immortal.
What if that's not entirely true?
I was thinking the same thing as well.
Well, in here there's like godhood beings that's just kind of like flipping through. And specifically one that kind of sticks out as weird, at least to me, is there are dragons that kind of consume souls for sustenance. And they're, at least from my understanding from this book, since I've never dealt with any, seem pretty close to godhood.
Am I? No, I
No,
guess
you're
I'm
with
not there,
Hanako. This
so-
is just the
yeah.
three of us. Yeah.
Yeah, Elliot did want to be third wheel into your,
Elliot, I definitely would have kicked you out.
I know. That's why Elliot was not going to do with your courting of Hanako, so he understood what was going on. He's just not gonna step in on that. But Elliot with the group, he goes, I don't know which is worse, the vampirism, blood sucking, or an actual creature devouring the souls of entities.
I don't think there's. I think if we're comparing laterally, they're still not. Neither is great for, mortal beings.
Are vampires and soul eaters mortal beings?
No, I'm saying they're not good for mortals. Meaning their existence is not good for people that
Either.
aren't of their kind.
Exactly. Elliot's
No, I
going
don't.
to he's going to tap into, or at least try to mentally link with the Blade of the Templar and simply ask, in your experience, but had you encountered soul eaters before?
Indeed, there are many dot this land. Such creatures as higher undead consume souls.
I'm only aware of the Lich.
Dark now. Even some hags consume of the souls.
Well, thankfully, oh, never mind. Gonna say we know a hag. She lives on our ship occasionally.
Well, Elliot will share something now, whatever he's conversing with the Blade of the Black Templar.
I mean, we could always ask.
Roll me a D100 and you want damn low.
Okay,
That's okay, Miser. I believe in you.
don't.
Give you my D100 blessing.
Don't. I
Well.
got 60.
Outside the liches of our homeland, I cannot think of too many others than hags or some other undead. Though there are devils and demons that also do so.
Well, the creatures from
But
the
in
out.
lands, everything is corrupted. Hard to know what.
This is true. It's easier to know that the outer plane creatures have soul-devouring attributes. Same for those supposed higher undead. That bit about the hags is new to me. But a dragon that can consume souls, that is both new and very terrifying to learn. And unsettling.
So, anybody else?
I guess that was pretty much our bet if you want to go with Zamar and what he's doing.
Yeah, I think I'm good.
I was just helping load all of the shipment with Hanako.
Let me ask you a question, Zamar. Are you going to walk back to your own bed that night, or are you going to try and stay with Hanako?
Counter argument. I would invite her back to my bed.
And she will tell you she has a lot of work to do, even though she'll kiss you on the forehead, cheek.
Well, you know where to find me if you finish up.
What's your passes, Zamar?
17.
As you're walking through between the village and the monastery, you step forward and find yourself catching on your throat the back of a blade. Right before your arm is jerked back around behind you. And a voice, female. Zimar, son of the Stone Mountain. Just give us the egg. What do you do?
The blade is still to my throat, or no?
Yep. Think of it like your arm is being your arm is jerked back behind you and controlled, an arm lock, and the other is the knife to your throat.
I was being a dick. I say, well, I can't rightly get you that egg with the knife to my throat, now can I?
No, you can't. Just give it to the Oni clan, and nobody has to die. Especially Hanako. Do you have anything to say?
I don't know if I can make any promises right now, but I will do what I can.
Listen to me, Zamar of the Mountain Clan. Your father's pride is holding him back from seeing the bigger picture. You don't just save your family by giving this up, you save this land. Do what's right. Don't be
I
afraid.
don't know enough about this damn egg. All I know is that we're supposed to protect it.
The egg, you hear her stop, gritting of teeth. She coughs. You feel blood on your fur from behind you. The egg is not what it seems. You feel her tensing and the coughing spasming through her. Do you do anything? She is in a moment of
I make a reaction to pull the blade off my throat.
Okay, roll me acrobatics or athletics. With the ease that you are trained, you do so. Put down a token.
I just turn around and kind of brace myself.
You just so we can see it on.
Looking at her.
Yep. I don't shift see this. Oh, that's the wrong token.
Whoa.
Mark.
Grandpa,
That's me.
no!
Oh, I see what's going on.
Oh god, I see nothing but a giant green screen.
Uh,
Let me
Just move a
refresh,
little. Yeah.
because things have broken for me.
I like the art. There's something with the face that kind of throws me.
The eyes look a little too
Can you
big.
shift Z it again, please?
You've seen her before.
Have I seen her before?
Throw me a history if you want.
I'm trying to... Oh yeah, I gotta open up my sheet again because I didn't
here we go.
refresh.
You remember she was in the shadows just off to the side of the Oni, or the Lord of the Oni clan that you met in your dreams.
Oh no.
Well, tell me then. What is it with this egg?
You watch as she's... The first thing you also notice now, in the dark, is she is bleeding from her ears, her eyes, her nose, her mouth, as she's trying to stagger back and still holding the knife forward. The egg is cursed. Just like us. All of us. Can't say anything more about it, or it'll kill us.
What? Kind of looks back at Hanako's hut. I'm sure I have much to discuss with a few people. But you do look worse for wear. What was the real purpose of coming out here? Just to threaten me?
Because you are an outsider. You don't have the same connection as the idiots around you. The idiots that, even like my father, as she starts wiping away blood, they're so stuck in their ways, they don't see the curses that are upon us. That egg prevents me from saying anything more about it. Curses the Emperor has put upon his own treasures. Just give us the egg. That's all we ask for. This isn't about power. I can promise you that.
Zemar just looks at her and very bluntly tells her that my father told me that we are sworn to protect this egg. Anybody is going to make any decisions, going to go through him first. Putting a blade to my throat is probably not the best idea if you were trying to have me listen to reason.
No. But I got your attention. And I had to see what kind of person you are. Talk a lot about reason. I can tell you this. Neither of our fathers do that. Samar, you hear something crunching on the ground behind you.
How far away is she? She's just like 10 feet from me.
So she's more like 20 because she dodged back pretty well.
Okay. I'm going to turn and look at whatever I hear crunching.
You see a deer.
Then I look back.
She's gone.
And she's gone.
Damn
You
ninjas.
motherfucker.
Damn fucking Oni women and the ability to be rogues and disappear.
I want to say damn ninjas.
She is.
Oh, I see. She learned from the Party City. Or the Party City group.
At least she looks the part. Properly.
True.
I was just gonna say that just reminds me of my father.
Your father's a
Turn
deer.
around and he's gone.
Oh.
Oh, damn.
I was gonna say, I can't believe Zenmar's father was a deer this entire time, and we didn't know.
I was gonna say Zinmar's dad was actually Batman.
Kind of gripping my throat a little bit, I'm going to take a brisk walk back to Anako's hut.
Back already?
Somebody from the Oni clan ambushed me.
At that moment, you watch as she reaches to the back of this door and just comes up with this axe that is just massive.
I'm okay. I'm okay, and I believe to be some sort of injured and also gone. Thank you for looking after me. She want the jade egg. Says things about how it's not about power, and I tried to get any information I could out of her, but apparently the Emperor has cursed it to anybody who talks about it. Some sort of affliction to them.
Just
I don't know much about this egg.
Well, their clan's been looking after it for quite a while now.
You know anything else about this egg other than what has always been told?
Outside of the Emperor coming to check it out here within a few days, nobody knows anything about it. Other than it's a jade egg. I've never even seen it myself.
Well, I did see it. And it is certainly just that. At least on the outside. I have my worries about this egg. But will Father listen to these worries? Oh no. She also threatened the lives of my family and you if I did not retrieve this egg for them. She was coughing up blood the whole time.
She was?
The whole time. Especially when I probed her for questions about it.
Huh. I mean, there was always rumors that maybe there is sorcery involved. That's how the Emperor got their power. He was a great magician, as I said.
I would feel a lot better if you came more into town tonight.
Saying you want to stay with me tonight?
One of us should stay with the other, but I still need to tell my friends about this.
Well, yes, it'll make you feel better. Says she hoists up the sacks and lead the way. Handsome.
So I'm going to go out and I'm going to try to find the rest of the group. Is it like late at this point? Like would people be in their rooms and stuff?
At this point, it's been dark.
So
Sun's gone down. You were accosted as probably about what would be considered nightfall.
all right, do I know where Chester Cheeto is?
It's Tony the Tiger. Get it right.
Yeah, he's back at the monastery.
I
just put everybody-
actually realized that I actually don't know where any of their rooms are.
He's usually out walking around.
What's his actual name?
Old Foo?
Old Foo. Old Foo. It's an emergency. I need to know where my friends' rooms are.
Oh! Yeah, follow me. I'm guessing everybody else went to bed for the night.
Probably, yeah.
Hold on.
Probably.
I'm just gonna roll this for Elliot. Yeah, he's also with the other members. He's with the party. There was definitely a look on his face of him wanting to explore a bit more, but especially after the experience of the island of Cicero. But at the same time, he also doesn't want to, I guess the saying goes, wet the bed.
I see.
Just yet.
We're foreverly pissed off at monasteries now. For that
Yeah.
group.
I love my monasteries, man. I love playing monks.
There you
Next
go.
one we come to, we're burning down.
Oh, I'm going to break the news. Basically the same thing I told Hanako. To them.
That's...
What? Sorry.
After you, Kyle, I'll say my thoughts in a moment.
I was gonna... Did you at least get a name of this person that attacked you?
With a blade to my throat, I didn't think to ask.
Not a first date kind of person, are you? As she says, kind of laying back.
Look over at Hanako. Well, I wouldn't say that.
Right.
Just
No.
kind of nods.
Though
So
there's
what do we do about it?
I have my suspicions of this egg. I
Alright.
just don't know if my father will... If anybody is going to get to him, it will be me.
Oh, I mean, when that door opened, it's obscenely magical in there.
There is also the
There is
fact
certainly something wrong.
us three have more or less developed our own suspicion, considering that. Do you remember on our first arrival here, I saw a spirit being pulled in the direction of the building, and I saw it again the other day.
I do remember, yes.
I had used my abilities once again, and another soul or spirit has been pulled in the direction, or rather, into the building of where the egg or that thing is housed in.
You know, I forgot to ask this because I didn't think of this at the time, but now this would make sense. Does it look like the number of students in the monastery is slowly decreasing?
Okay, are you asking above table or below table?
I would. This would be probably in character. Here, I'll frame it, but it'd probably be in character, considering it.
Because I will tell you, no.
Okay.
Above table, no. They are staying the same.
Okay. Never mind then.
Well, you rolled very well there. Good job, buddy.
You did it. Congratulations. Well, at the very least, it doesn't seem like the monastery numbers are decreasing. Is there, like, any hidden tunnels around this monastery, or, like, old training grounds?
Ooh. I mean, old food's still there.
I was gonna say, old food's here. Old food would probably know more than anybody.
Yeah.
Tell me, Old Foo, is there an older monastery that this one's built upon? Probably like a monk burial ground or something.
Oh, cemetery is out by town. But, no, this is the only temple I know of.
If it does not infringe on any cultures or traditions of your people, would you permit me to go check out the cemetery?
Of course, it is open for everyone.
Like for a grave to be in, or?
Both. Well, I go there every now and then to see my wife. That's about the moment he goes through the door and leaves.
How old is that man?
Go from the rings on his tail, at least 90.
Oh, I didn't know if you cut open the back seat's tail and counted the rings. You could actually see. Does it also show when they caught on fire?
Oh, God.
It's a tiger. That's the joke.
I know. I was making another joke because I was making a tree joke.
Yes, I'm making a tiger one. How dare you?
How dare I counter your joke with an equally worse joke?
Right, so...
Check
Zamar...
out the cemetery. I want to get as much information as I possibly can before confronting my father about this.
Also, how many days until the Emperor shows up? Because the moment he does, I think all shit's gonna hit the fan.
3.
Alright, so we have to figure this shit out in 3 days. Awesome.
Or rather, get inconclusive evidence, but before that...
Not the cemetery, then what else?
There's gotta be something around this monastery that would direct souls to it, because if there's no cemetery, then how do the souls just kind of float? But then again, I don't know how that shit works, so...
Elliot.
What about that creepy monk I saw the other day?
Which one?
I think it was Zinmar's sister?
Star?
No, not Star.
His other sister?
I think he has other sisters. I forget.
You talking about River?
Star,
I think
this is his
It was like a month ago when we did that episode.
Are you
I was
referring?
being all mopey.
Are you referring to? Wait, are you referring to that dragon, the silver one?
No. She was here. In the
Yes.
monastery, talking to his father.
Okay,
I was going to ask Elliot.
Wait,
if
I'm a little
he,
confused.
You
right now.
showed me. So when I was out in the garden, you had Zinbar's father
Oh,
pass
right.
by, and then there was this.
The kitsune, yeah.
Oh, it was a kitsune. Yes,
Okay.
yes, there was a. I believe it was one of just like what we saw. Like you are correct. Like we saw on the mountain, but not one from that group. Say kitsune, I believe.
Yes, the fox one. Wait, there was another one?
Yes.
Okay, you had me
Monaco
confused.
pipes up. There's no Kitsune monks that I'm aware of.
Oh, then I made a mistake.
It.
She didn't say anything to me, but she was there.
Yes,
And definitely had a magical aura around her. But I thought that's just because of her nature.
Does the monastery have a spiritual guardian or yokai tied to it? Because it's
Not that I'm aware of.
You talked with your dad. Yeah, was there a shrine in this place at all that we walked around?
Yeah,
all over the place.
In the northern building, you know there's a shrine.
Okay, yeah, the one with the egg in it.
No.
There's another
The one
one.
across from the egg.
Okay, no, next.
The one where the other guy, or the other people like Bao Long and Mao, and Sensei Mao and all that are at.
Elliot, do you know where this spirit went? Do you know whereabouts you first detected it at? Or saw it?
Well, in the first instance, when we arrived, there was a spirit that was by the balcony, in case you remember, or you have forgotten that I went running. There was a spirit being literally dragged toward the direction of the tower. At first, I was told that it was going elsewhere or something else was happening. Not quite in detail. And when I sensed it again, it was a different spirit being pulled there. Originally, I was doing this as a precaution against the idea that we were having spiritual spies or astral projection beings trying to get the drop on us due to our nemesis Margula and his crew having supernatural abilities and his connections. But recently today, when I had decided to go a bit above and beyond my usual abilities of sensing the undead and also other beings of the supernatural inclination, I sensed that at least another two spirits being pulled into and directly towards the tower that holds the egg.
They're all different.
Yes, that's why when I requested the cemetery, it is because I hope to use my ability to hopefully in the right timing detect if there are any souls lingering in there. Either the fact that the cemetery will be empty of souls, or there is still some souls being there and they're being slowly pulled out one by one. I don't know if this egg, if it is the source of it, and from what your stalker ambusher had said, if it is a cursed item, then the question is what is the purpose of that curse, or its role as to why it is in the possession of your clan, your family. Because no item is made without a purpose. Even if it is a joke item, the purpose of it is to be a joke. This one...
Here's a weird thought, now that we're kind of going down this rabbit hole, and since we've been to a monastery once. What if the reason why the Emperor is coming here is he can't collect what's being held into this egg? Since, the last time we were at a monastery with a god, your mother needed some kind of bullshit, and people there in her person, and had to mind control them. But what if this is kind of similar to that, where instead of mind control, it's more so using the dead as batteries?
I'd rather not remember that situation, but yes, Elliot actually has a very disdainful look that actually cracked out of his stoic appearance now that you you literally pulled that band-aid off of him, Kyle.
Well, Kyle is gonna be blunt about it, and it's like pretty comparable to the situation.
It is. That's why Elliot was trying very hard, and he even dodged the point of saying, like, I am just checking around to make sure you don't go through the same bullshit that I did.
I'm starting to think our track record with monasteries is every fucking time we come to one, some being of power is using it as like a conduit for worse shit.
Right, going back to what happened in the island of Cicero, the monastery or the church, the abbey there, were collecting blood and wanted the blood of both a vampire but also a dhampir such as myself for a blood ritual. I don't know what will happen here since that's not exactly the same, but as Kyle had said, there are some horrific similarities. And
Well, our best bet right now is to look at that cemetery. It's the best thing we have for now.
the cemetery and possibly this kitsune child that was traveling with your father that Deckham has mentioned or at least seen. At least from my understanding, and I do hope I am wrong, but if this egg, this jade egg, is indeed a cursed item, or rather, I truly hope it is not something like a phylactery or, as Kyle was putting it, this battery thing, something that is used to harvest the souls to empower the immortal emperor's immortality. Because such power does not come without price. And from the sounds of it, it seems like you and this Oni have something of being heirs to parents who uphold tradition, so thus, what better way to have allies or willing followers if they are bound by tradition and honor? You'll have to consider this very carefully now, Zimar, but there may be a very high chance that you and your father might come to blows.
As I said before, if he's going to listen to any reason, it will be coming from me. You are essentially correct on that.
I really hope you can avoid the same situation as I did.
Kind of see the irony insofar that monasteries, places that are deemed to be safe havens, are just slowly being turned into weapons.
You
I
also
also as she starts sipping her rum.
Ellie just gives her a very dirty, like, angry look in her direction, but doesn't really act on it too much. Just adds, well, considering where we're at and this place, I'm not surprised that places that are supposed to be bastions of good and sanctity, as well as for against those that would do vile things, would hide the most wicked and vile. But at the same time, there is a difference. The people here are most likely innocent and simply are ignorant due to the loyalty and to following traditions. They are victims to someone else's manipulation. And if that manipulation is from the Emperor himself because of the undying loyalty everyone seems to hold towards him, as, well, Zimar's father did look very cross when I questioned about the Emperor when we first met. There is a difference between that and someone just trying to turn a abbey into a blood sacrificial place and do human experiments.
I mean, as much as I don't want to be mean about this, from what Zabar told us that the Oni woman had said, apparently they might know more than they let on, but can't say things, especially the leader, so maybe his dad does know more, but just can't say it without initiating a curse and getting himself killed. So, feigning ignorance for the sake of not, or for the wanting things to survive.
Right. If possible. And I suspect Zamar will be getting another Oni visit from our stalker, if she still lives. I think it would be best to start the next day with the mind link and try to keep within distance, but I'll see if I can prepare some spells.
Even so, with the mind link, keep chatter to a minimum, because you never know who is listening in.
Yes.
We could have Tanukis hijack it again.
Yes, I was going to add that I'm going to have to prepare some spells that I'm not quite familiar with, but perhaps with St. Cuthbert's blessing I can at least use them for the time being. And I won't be as combat efficient, though. And worse.
Alright, I'll focus on finding some spells that I could use as well. I'm done. So versatile as a sorcerer.
Beckham, I would like your thoughts on all of this as well.
I do have a very strong feeling that Jadeg is doing something. What? I'm not sure. What it's powering, I'm not sure, but it is incredibly powerful right now. Second only to the magical power I felt in another situation. Which is why it makes me incredibly nervous that this Emperor is coming to see it right now. I do apologize. Was this a planned event for some time, or did you all recently get a notice that he was showing up in the next few days? Hanako.
I was going to say, I think Hanako would know that information.
He does make an annual visit.
Annual. Alright.
Whether that falls on...
What phase is the moon in?
Give me a minute, looks at the sky. Fucking, what am I rolling for stargazing?
You're a sailor. Do you do moon stuff? You do moons and stars and all that shit?
Yeah, I know. I'm asking Google.
Your sign.
I mean, I'm just gonna tell you, it's, like, quarter waxing.
Okay.
So,
I don't know, he's grasping at straws here. He does magic shit, usually sometimes deals with the moon. I'm not sure, and to be honest, I'm not too keen on anybody who calls himself an emperor.
Okay, so, do we want to take a rest first, or do we want to get to the cemetery?
Elia looks at his abilities that he has available. I don't have quite a lot right now, but... Considering that we had a bit of a long rest already, can I already do my switch prepare spells already, or...?
Yeah.
Alright, so let me just do a quick long...
Because I wasn't sure whether that was counted as a long rest or not.
Yeah, because I just didn't want to...
At least for me it wasn't, but I really didn't use anything, so...
yeah, I didn't either, so...
I did.
You guys
Shut
had
up.
a couple of days, so you guys are fine.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. I mean, what's that one term? Idle hands are the goblins' workshop or something like that? Probably should get going sooner rather than later. because God knows we haven't been doing anything else.
Alright, I'm just getting my spells ready because I know which ones I need to use, or at least I have a suspicion which ones I'm gonna probably need as a cleric.
Above
I think
table,
as a
just quick
paladin.
question. Do you just hate monasteries?
Me?
Yeah.
No, you just guys happen to choose characters that actually would have monasteries in their background.
No, that's not what I meant. I meant the dramatic irony is so far both monasteries we've been to have been, like, kind of fucked.
No, I have nothing against it. This is Ravenloft. Everything's fucked.
Yes.
I was like, yes.
True. You just haven't realized how fucked it all is.
I think I have a suspicion, which worries me.
I too also have them, but I'm just gonna go with what...
Yeah, I'm trying to play the character because there's some things like that like knowledge above table that I don't think Kyle would have. That's kind of bugging me.
All right, so you guys are headed to the cemetery.
Yes.
Yep,
All right,
I
we're
assume
going to meet
it's-
Jesus.
easy enough to find this hill with its rows after rows of cemetery. You arrive, it's quiet, dark. Quiet
Okay.
And dark.
and
Are
dark.
any big, like, like, you know, like those walk-in,
Mausoleums?
yeah.
No, a lot of these are wooden and stone cairns. I don't know if you've ever seen, like, traditional Chinese, like, old cemeteries from, like, movies or anything, but yeah, a lot of it's, like, wooden boards that have names carved onto them and stones, so some of them are considerably more worn than others, but offerings, things like that,
I
talismans.
will pop off a detect magic.
Pop it, detect magic.
Yeah.
There's some lighter enchantment and abjuration and such that you sense around on these talismans.
Do we see old Fu anywhere? Or do we see him on our way down? He did say he was going, and I don't know.
He's not going to cemetery middle of the night.
I thought he
Oh,
said he was going to see his wife.
That's how old fool became old.
Goes,
I thought.
Hopefully I had to go through that dumb shit.
I
As
thought he said he went to go see his wife. I thought that implied that he was going
No.
right now.
No.
like,
you guys
early
ask if it was,
tonight.
like, open and stuff, and he's like, yeah, I go there all the time to see my dead wife.
Yeah, see,
So-
that's what I thought that implied, that he was going right now. Because, never mind.
No.
Alright, so here's
At
the...
night, he's creaking.
Why the hell would he go? I mean, he barely can see. Why would he go in the middle of the night when it's even worse?
Alright,
I'm staring at someone else's grave.
BRB for one moment.
Let's take a bio.
Hey,
Let's take a 5 bio.
since for I actually have divination. I forgot I had this spell. Came from my background.
You know, though, that divination kind of gets fucky with Ravenloft, right?
Yeah, that's why I haven't casted it yet, but this might be a good time to try, but I just don't know the question. And like I said, I know who Deca would ask at this point.
Get a necromancer to cast mass raise dead. Just start
Not
asking
really.
a bunch of questions.
I don't think you want a necromancer in Ravenloft because that's slowly starts to backfire on you. Especially if you play like with old
I'm
Ravenloft.
very
First of all,
excited for these pictures.
Syndra was this necromancer in Ravenloft.
He's also a Dark Lord, so that's cheating.
Oh, no. I meant back in my Curse of Strahd game, she was a necromancer.
I think the thing that throws me off is because Bizard played like the old rules of like necromancers, where your undead can turn on you the last time we did it, so it kind of turned me off the idea. Because Miser hates us.
Well, Miser did it like so. If there's if there's another necromancer in the area, and they're controlling dead, we could steal their dead. Like,
True.
I was
Or
saying,
have them
like
turn
you
against.
just like whoever used the more powerful spell or passed the wizard battle, really.
True, but then he also did try to murder us in the first dungeon.
Well, that's because we fuck blasted everything we had to the one guy.
That's also because we didn't know there was a whole dungeon. We thought it was an
Yeah.
intro sequence. I think that was the first time Miser DM for us too, actually.
That was. At least day
That's
one,
when
and
we
then I went,
learned.
oh no.
That's when we learned.
I was going to make a joke, Jeebus, about Eckham turning the jade egg into a jade omelet.
Oh my god. It'd actually be the emerald omelet.
No, every DM that I've played with, including myself, runs, what is it? Either they're evil or mimicry of life. And that's only if they're ferals.
Yeah.
So it's all about intent.
I think Miser just played it a little bit differently, though. Like I said, where they could turn on you or you could lose control of them if, like, the spell wasn't cast out a certain way, or they were left alive too long, or something.
Yeah. Which makes sense.
Yeah, because Ravenloft tends to feast or famine on that shit. So.
But I also said it like because I want my liches and stuff to, if they have an undead army, then I want it to be, terrifying. That no, they have total fucking control.
No, I completely understand that.
Just wait for Miser to get back, and everybody else.
Pretty sure everyone's here because we're just chilling. What I've learned from this campaign: monasteries are evil. They're houses of evil or evil intent waiting to happen.
Now who's the one with problems?
Yeah,
At
there's
least,
a lot of
at least
weird
my
stuff going
evil's
on.
only on a ship at the open ocean.
Back.
Yes. All right. So, on the way down, or on the way in the area, what I was trying to say before we got all sidetracked. Elio's going to use his first level spell to cast Detect Evil and Good.
Okay.
Different from Divine Sense because this time you can actually use it for a longer period of time and actually start quote-unquote bloodhounding everything.
Alright. Deckham, where you sense abjurations and enchantments and different things on these talismans and such and ropes that are around, cemetery things. Elliot, you detect about 8 Fae, 1 Celestial, and 1 Fiend.
What?
And 1 Undead.
I'm sorry, please repeat that again. Repeat that for me one more time
You detect about 7 Fae, a Celestial, and a Fiend in this cemetery.
Okay, what about the condition of this particular ground?
The ground is hallowed. So consecrated. Except for where the Fiend is. That ground isn't.
Right. Elliot, as he approaches toward the direction of the Fiend area and pulling out his sword, he's also just going to add, right, I didn't expect to sense a Fiend in a hollow ground, along with 7
I
Fae
didn't
and a
expect to
Celestial.
hear an outsider.
dead.
No, you hear that coming from the direction of the fiend, and I didn't expect to smell it outside.
What?
Great.
I also want to mention it's in your mind.
Oh, okay.
Is Kael hearing that in my head? Because she's connected to us?
I didn't link, so technically no.
Elliot
I don't
kind
know,
of
are
just...
all of you traveling together? Because then if you stayed with them, then yes, the rest of you did hear it. Not. Like,
Yes.
Oh, yeah, we wouldn't have. The map just didn't move, but
yeah.
Okay.
There's a voice in your head, but it sounded like someone speaking from the direction that you're... Elliot's like, this is fiendish over here.
Yeah, and Elliot was already approaching with a sword drawn and ready to go in there.
Let's not kill things immediately.
Yeah, why would you want to kill me? I give you power, buddy.
Okay, let's kill it.
Yeah.
Kyle then pulled out the knife.
They started asking it if it knows anything about the egg. Or is this a on-site kind of deal?
Are we all on site?
Yeah, I'd assume we are.
Did
we're
you
all
go
going-
with them?
No, on site in the other term of we kill it on site.
Yeah,
Guys.
they didn't get it, Beavis. It's okay.
Yeah, went way over my head.
Here's Arn up with these hip new terms from 2010.
Shut the fuck up and get out of here.
Look, I was in the 2000s. All right, I didn't exactly know all those hit terms until much later and right now.
All right, Mother, just stop.
I'm down with the hip kids.
But,
all the
anyway.
time.
Elliot,
Anyway.
Are we attack on site then?
but Elliot does look in the direction where the fiend is at and begins to approach closer. But he also adds, "I do hope you have heard my companion's question."
I heard him. I don't know shit about no jade egg, though. But I know if you unlock me, I can give you what I want. Probably.
Elliot, I believe he's stuck here. He's surrounded by hollow ground.
Yeah, what you see is a tree that's got chains and talismans and all kinds of stuff around it.
Oh, okay. I
Yes,
can't believe we
it's
missed the
that-
fucking tree.
And what you're hearing as you realize it is there is a sword where you just barely see the hilt sticking out.
Oh, you're imprisoned
Very-
here.
That's probably him.
Seriously, get me out of here. I'll pay you anything.
No.
No.
I'd rather destroy you.
Got a shiny gold soul coin over here.
I'd rather send you.
coins don't
I'd rather
mean
destroy you.
Let's not.
Just leave. Just leave it. Just why wanton destruction? He is stuck in hallowed ground.
You know, I get made, I get brought in, I kill a few hundred people for someone, and then they shove me in a tree.
Wait, for who?
I don't know, his name was Sako? Been a few hundred years. You know what it's like getting stuck in a tree?
No.
I'd rather not.
I'll trade you.
No.
It's fun.
Wait, it's 100 years. Do you happen to know the Emperor, by chance?
Oh, yeah, that old thing, yeah. Totally. Get me out of here and I'll tell you all about it.
I'm fucking rolling an insight on that.
Right, and Elliot just walks away and starts heading to the direction of the Celestial. While putting his sword back.
Well, the 17, you think he's probably seen the Emperor once, maybe.
He's like I know him as a friend. I saw him once in a parade.
My dad is the owner of Nintendo.
Oh my god.
Same energy.
Pretty much.
Come on. I mean,
You on it?
part of the deal, I don't kill you.
Nah, I'm good. We're gonna go to the other side of the field now. Have fun! Kyle just starts walking the other way.
Elliot simply shouts out as well. Says, "Simply means that whoever is your host doesn't try to kill us."
Can't kill a few hundred people for someone. What do? They lock you in a tree.
I love how it was like breaking up for a minute there.
It actually works with like us walking away.
Yeah.
It's like the connection's being severed.
Yep. But yeah, Elliot then walks in the direction of the celestial energy he still feels.
You find a small shrine.
Alright, Elliot puts
on the
his
edge
sword.
of the cemetery.
Yeah, Elliot puts his sword away. He's looking around. Is there anything else he can pick up, or how, if it's more holier than the rest of the cemetery?
Elliot, how are you going to kill a sword with a sword anyway?
I was actually going to use a particular magic to purify the sword.
Huh.
Oh, let's save our spell slots.
Yes, I can only use a particular... my highest rank spells are only up to 3 times, and I'd rather use it for something that is deserving of a smite.
Of course.
But there is definitely a sense
just
of...
from the distance.
Shut the fuck up. I love how I barely caught that, and all I heard was...
Yeah, I barely heard it as well on my end, but
That's because I leaned back. I did it on purpose.
yeah.
Okay, I figured.
But upon
What's
approaching...
the shrine? Oh, sorry.
Upon approaching the shrine that has the celestial, if Hana goes close by, Elliot will ask, is this shrine dedicated to a particular deity or being?
This is a guardian shrine.
I was correct. There are guardians. What is the design, I guess, of the shrine, or like the, I guess, idol of the guardian? That would probably be, or are the doors closed? Is it that kind of shrine?
No, this is more of one of those ones where it's kind of like a bit of a roof over a stone carved.
Okay.
Idol. Something that looks like it's in the lotus position.
Huh. Does it have like any particular like animal-ish shape, or is it more just like a kind of like a more of a Buddha-esque, where it's just
More like a Buddha-esque.
Okay.
The Guardians here are a lot different than the ones I'm used to.
Agreed.
Yeah, they seem kind of calming.
Right, the Guardians I'm used to are asshole.
You say where I live is worse.
But, yep, the war's over.
Oh, I had to sneeze. Right, is there any way we could possibly communicate with the guardian of this shrine?
I didn't bring anything to offer.
Elliot looks at what he has.
Never actually done this before. I mean, guess you could pray.
Well, I'm out of this then. Kyle just walks slowly the other way.
You know what?
Who's the highest passive amongst all of you?
Me.
The one walking away.
I
Elliot,
guess this would make sense that something might catch your eye to bring her back.
At that moment that you see something kind of faintly glowing that kind of peeks around the back side of the stone.
Guess I'm praying, and just fucking heel turns and comes the other way. Look, Kyle will kind of walk slowly to the other side of the stone. Look, we're not gonna hurt you? You said it was it like a blue flame or more like a wisp?
Like a yellow or whitish flame.
Kyle's gonna try to walk to where she saw it and try to be not make any dangerous actions or anything. Aw. Well, I think I found our celestial.
What you see is like what looks to be a fireball on a stick figure body.
Oh god, it's Hell's Moving Castle. I need to spray water on it. Sorry.
Well, if you have offerings at a shrine, Declan just takes out one of his containers that has just some food and some, now iced tea. Places it on the shrine. Something like that?
I don't have much to offer, but he places both tanuki leaf and on top of it some, I'll just roll this for a second. He'll offer 10 silver coins.
As you guys do, it comes over. It eats the buns. Seems to drink the tea. It looks at your coins, Elliot. Stacks them up. Takes them back behind the shrine. Then he comes back out. Picks up the tanuki leaf and holds it up to you.
Thank you.
And I want to mention this thing's only about a foot tall.
Well, Elliot's polite. He just says thank you as he takes the tanuki leaf back. Hey,
Oh, no.
he offers what he could offer.
It's not speaking in like a language we can understand, right? It's just like sounds.
Pretty much.
Alright, so...
Do I connect my brain power to a celestial being and possibly break my brain?
That'd be something Kyle would do.
If it was for the sake of information, she would. If it wasn't considered, or if he was absurdly pissed. Let me just roll this. This is one of the few times I think I'll do it. Where's my system? Okay. Just giving her like some. Well, thought about connecting my brain to that thing, but God knows with what it is, it might only break my brain, so let's not do that.
Elia will simply ask the shrine spirit, I do not know if you understand my words, but we do have some pressing questions to ask about the situation at hand.
Kyle turns to you, shakes its head about what you were saying, and then it looks at Elliot, and it points behind you.
She's back at the tree.
Is it pointing behind me, as in back towards the tree, or towards my sword?
Towards the direction you came, which is,
Like where the egg is?
where
Like that direction?
Kyle, since you have the highest passive, I believe, walking through the stones.
Oh, hello. As Kyle just turns around.
Elliot, with your, this is a fae. And she seems to be surrounded by 6 other little fae that seem to be fires.
The true fairy fire.
Why are you here in this graveyard at night?
Looking for answers.
And what do you expect to accomplish with those answers?
Ellie looks over to Zamar, to Decum, to Kyle, then back to the individual. I will speak for myself in personal note, but hopefully to avert tragedy and not have a friend be forced to make a decision between losing his family or keeping them safe.
There's a great danger to the mountain clan, at least as I feel it. I aim to prevent that.
Deckham, I will mention this is the person you saw the other day.
Oh, absolutely. I was just, letting him talk.
Okay. And what about you two? She looks at Kyle and Deckham.
I mean, I've seen shit that's happened at a monastery before. I'm trying to make sure that doesn't happen again and innocent people aren't put in jeopardy because of someone in power's actions. Plus, I've seen that shit happen way too many times before where people in power either tend not to care about those underneath them or think lesser of them. So, I think someone needs to try to set it right.
Well, it's good to see you again, and questions only bring up more answers. And the questions I have are difficult. No? Well, we come to stranger places to find the stranger answers. And then with what the information we get, we will do what we believe is right. Is that sufficient?
It is. She looks at Zamar. Nothing is as it seems. And your choices determine the fate of everyone. I know that is a great weight to place upon you. But it is the truth. If you want answers, time brings answers. But I can't. I can only show you paths that you can take. Whether they're right or they're wrong. She just kind of shrugs. As for the Mountain Clan, I do not wish to see them fall. I have been here protecting this place for a long time. Longer than you have been around, Zamar, son of Stone Mountain. Longer than your father, and your grandfather, and your great-grand. Longer than the Emperor you concerned of yourself with.
What are these paths then?
One path leads to ruin. Another path to freedom. And yet there is a wide range between them. Some choices will lead to even worse fates. Such as those that have befallen your grandfather and your great-grandfather. Many generations before you.
What of this egg, then? Do you know its actual purpose? As if you've been around for all these years, it hasn't always been in the Mountain Clan's possession. So why now? What does this Emperor want with this jade egg?
I know a few things. One, the egg is important to the Emperor. Two, your clan has been set to serve. Your clan has sworn an oath to protect it to your very lives. Your mind, body, and soul. And three, it collects souls.
The souls of whom?
Anyone. Or anything.
Elliot will pose a question. If this thing consumes souls or draws them in, as I have been sensing it since we have arrived here, what is the real nature of the Emperor, since it seems like he is coming here too, if I'm not mistaken?
Sorry, Miser, I could not hear you.
Ah, damn. I gotta really hold this bloody damn microphone up to my face like this? Okay. Repeating what I'm gonna say now. Elliot, stepping in just a little bit, will ask the Kitsune. He has not yet asked a question of her name yet, but he will probably get there eventually. You mentioned that the egg likes souls, and that he is important to the Emperor. So what, if I may be allowed to ask, and if you're able to answer, what is the true nature of the Emperor, and is that
The
egg?
Emperor.
Oh,
The Emperor is both life and death here. These lands live, and they may die with the Emperor. They might not.
then another question. The souls and life force of the egg collects. How often does it do this particular act?
Always.
And yet you are not in any danger of it.
Because I'm not dead.
I don't suppose a
Hey.
long-lived...
I was gonna say, you've been around for all this time. Do you truly know if my mother is actually dead?
No, I don't. She left this realm, this world, through the mist. What happened to her after that? I don't know. Her soul did not pass back through here. One could say she is free of the egg. That should be some consolation, I suppose.
You mentioned being freed from the egg. And from what my comrade Zamar had mentioned of a curse being put on those that speak about the egg. And since we are outsiders, we're not, I suppose, not completely affected by it. What is the curse that is relating to someone coughing up and spilling their blood, unnaturally so, when mentioning the truth of the egg?
Is it not obvious?
I would at least like to have a confirmation rather than running on assumption.
The Emperor commands that nobody speak ill of his things, of him or his thing. It'd be a shame if there was a consequence for doing so. Or perhaps speaking truth. What is a lie to one is truth to another, no?
Hence why it's difficult when getting involved in policies and traditions and other cultures, when one has their own heart set to do the right thing.
Denmar has pretty much fell silent after asking about his mother.
Anybody who wants to roll me an insight about the last part, please go ahead.
I do.
I will help.
I got it. 17. Thanks, Jimmy.
I believe it. I'm here too.
You know what? Roll it again.
Not again.
I give you my inspiration. Roll it again.
Not again, Jeebus. You can't do this to me, buddy.
I can.
Every time we like don't trust someone, it's like I trust them with my life.
They're my favorite person.
It's just Sister Sammy
They've
all
never
over again.
lied to me.
It's literally Sister Sammy all over again, damn it.
Elliot. There's something about the way she's been speaking that just says something to you, almost. Deckham, you feel about the same, that her roundabout way of speaking is for a reason. And Kyle, she hasn't actually talked directly about the egg.
You're cursed too, aren't you?
She
They all are.
Fucking, I hate this shit.
Luckily for me, I'm old enough to know how not to talk about things.
Ah, the Fae. Always getting around deals.
Does the egg's influence not have any pull on outsiders? Because I'm pretty sure Zinmar is still native and hasn't really died from talking about it or bled profusely.
As he said,
I also don't think I really talked bad about it either.
Zinmar, say something bad about the egg.
It might also be something similar in my case, Kyle. As you may recall, my mother was of these realms, and I suspect those of us who were born but lived long enough outside of these particular realms are not as tethered and attached to it as those who were born and raised here.
Just call the egg ugly or something, Zinmar. Just a test.
How about I do a better thing and I ask her?
Why is the egg ugly?
If I speak bad about this egg, am I going to fall the same curse?
Yes.
Well,
Dinmar just trails off and looks over, like, towards the temple of the Jade Egg.
well,
I don't mean to
That's
also
all.
ask a somewhat off-topic question, but would it be improper to ask for your name?
Not too many have ever asked that. Perhaps I'll bless you with it. Assuming
Wait, did I spell that right?
you know what, I like that one better. Let's just go with that.
I fucking know where the name is from, too. I hate you, Moogle.
You said assuming, and I was like, assuming what?
Same? if it's...
That's what I
Oh,
thought.
assuming. Oh, she wants us to sue her. Okay.
No, but we'll go with the Zoomy from now on. That I like that one better.
Because that's what I did.
Get it? Because
Yeah,
she's a cat and she's got the zoomies.
Assuming.
She's actually a kitsune, but yeah.
Foxes do have the Zoomies too.
Oh, damn.
I think it's just the way you also pronounced it, too, is like you enunciated like the S as more of an A sound, so it just kind of rolled off a little bit more like a sumi.
Part of the accent problem.
Yes.
It just the way the language rolled.
But yeah, Elliot will introduce himself properly to Elliot Ptolemy.
I'm 90% sure she knows our names.
Well,
I do.
I'd rather just do proper introductions and not just simply go with the guessing games. But adding on to the question, I don't suppose you have a more awareness of the realm, since I suspect you already know why we were here to begin with. I will cut straight to the point, but originally we were here to collect something that belongs to our comrade Zamar. I don't suppose...
Are you sure that's why you were originally here? That might be your reason.
Not...
But what if I told you there was 2 other reasons?
Is one of them dead in a forest?
No. In fact, that's the last thing that the person who took from you wants. He wants you to suffer. Live and suffer, and see the destruction around you. On the
Let me
other
see
hand,
what do we do. The second one is to stabilize, isn't it?
No.
Oh.
Others are hoping you will save this place from the darkness that has accompanied it so long.
What are those of higher power putting bets on which comes out on top?
It might just be
I
the
could-
very citizens themselves that we've encountered.
My peer believes you'll pick one of the two paths. Either desolation or victory. I don't know which one you're going to choose yet. You're leaning towards one, but I think you're afraid of it. And the dragon thinks at least one of you has the right direction.
I bet it's Kyle.
It's probably not me.
Oh.
She stares at Elliot.
There we go.
Oh, right.
The actual good person, or the better of us.
I mean, when Elliot's not lawful stupid, he's lawful good.
I think Kyle's just kind of in it for the ride at this point, trying to help where she can.
It is true that I am trying to save others from curses and afflictions. And then Elliot taps where he has the mirror. I don't suppose this also has a bigger role to play than what I've originally intended to bring it for.
Not inherently, but it could. If used correctly.
And then Elliot thinks about it. You don't need to answer this particular question, but just know the intention that I might just do might be a bad idea. Or rather, it will be a bad idea should I reflect the mirror upon the egg and likely the Emperor.
Significantly bad idea. Likely your death.
Right? Do not show Emperor mirrors. He hates them. Would it be in our best or worst interest at all to converse with the Emperor, or should we leave that to look at Zamar?
Are you worthy enough to speak to an emperor?
Fuck no, I'm not.
Why would a bunch of outsiders be allowed to speak to the immortal emperor? Perhaps one might. She looks at Zimar.
Yeah, that's what I was worried about.
Well, still looking over at the jade egg. Perhaps we don't give him a choice.
I offer you something. It might be better to have friends. Or more friends. Before you go doing anything rash. It might destabilize things far more than you think.
The whole realm has been a bunch of destabilization.
So, how much does it cost to buy the stags? Kyle's now thinking, like running numbers in her head.
It's a direction. The right one.
Yeah, I figured that's what we were gonna have to do.
Considering
Roll
our-
me an insight.
I'll take it. I'm constantly rolling 17s tonight.
She's telling you probably that the stags don't matter. What does the mirror do? What does it not?
Looks at Elliot.
Repeat that one more time for me.
What does the mirror do, and what does it not?
Elliot pauses. Originally, I had hoped that it was only the way to cure those that had been forcibly afflicted with a curse. Right.
She smiles at you.
Oh. We need to use it on the leaders.
And those that have already been afflicted by said curse. Elliot looks over to Zamar. I am going to probably do something that might be bothersome for you, Zamar, as he pulls out the mirror to reflect it on him.
Don't blink, or do. Or don't chase the funny light.
Are you looking in the mirror as well, Elliot?
Yes.
As you do so, you see a ghastly hand around Zamar's throat. Long skeletal fingers, green wisps floating off of it.
Well, you are cursed, my friend.
Is it the right or the wrong one? You'll figure it out, I bet. Well, maybe you won't. She walks around a rather tall gravestone. Her and her flames just disappear.
2 times in one night.
At least she didn't, like, just disappear
Very
when you
quiet.
looked away.
Kidding.
Surprise!
So, can you just re-describe to me what I saw on the mirror for Zamar?
What you saw was Zamar, as he is, except there was a green, wispy, ghastly hand, skeletal-ish hand wrapped around his throat, as if to choke him. But not tight. Like it's waiting.
Get it tighter if you want to.
Wanted to roll me a religion or
Oh
a
my god!
Yes. Hopefully I roll high, because I just gave Jeebus my inspiration.
I'll give you mine if
I was like, no, I still have mine.
you can take mine, Miser.
Okay, so I'm going to roll the
Yes, and
advantage.
I'm not really... Yeah.
Where's my religion? Here we go. I got 5 on it, so let's see.
Thank
20.
the Lord.
Alright.
Just what I needed it.
With a 20, you know for a fact that with your knowledge and experience and what Greybeard taught you and everything, this is probably what it looks like to see a manifestation of a curse.
Alright. I'm going to do something very reckless now. Now that I see it, and this is why I was doing some prepare spells. Oh man. Ellie's gonna look over to Zamar, because Zamar sees a curse too, right? Or he sees a manifestation of it?
Yeah, Zimar.
I was looking into the mirror.
Alright. I'm gonna do something incredibly risky.
Zinmar just looks at Elliot and says, I'm prepared.
Alright, looking and focusing right on that curse through the mirror and holding Elliot's holding his hand out toward actual Zimmar. He's going to attempt to use remove curse.
Alright.
I'm going to try
Something very stupid I think I'm doing.
No. This is the smart play. We were told to use this. The question is, how long could we do this to everyone?
Elliot, how many hit points do you have?
How many hit points do I have? I got 124.
You're lucky, because you only have one now.
Oh, shit.
Mm.
And I don't know if you've ever seen Finger of Death cast, but you imagine that's what it has to feel like.
Fuck.
So, I'm just gonna...
So to explain this to everybody else, Elliot reaches out and then jerks back as you just see blood coming out of his eyes, his ears, almost his pores, like out of his hand even is bloodied.
I feel... if you don't mind, I'm going to embellish it just a little bit more. So, Elliot seeing the... and it's probably also being reflected on the mirror, too. So, Elliot actually extends his hand to use the remove curse spell on the manifestation of the curse. Seeing the reflection carefully, it points back at him, saying no. And as you said, it was the Finger of Death spell. Yes. Elliot, not wanting to risk the mirror getting damaged, will use his own body to shield, and he just gets blasted. And Elliot just laying on the ground is like, alright.
Oh, that didn't work.
Nope, it did not. That was just as bad as getting hit by a lesser Miss Warden.
Kyle, you have the highest passive, right?
Correct.
Roll me a perception, will you?
Oh, hold on. I just want to check one thing before. I want to make sure I have a Jack of all, or the one thing turned on. Reliable talent. Okay, I do. I was wondering why I wasn't rolling lower than 17, and I forgot I have that now. Well.
You have the feeling that there's somebody who's been watching you from the trees on the edge of the cemetery.
They don't notice that I notice, correct?
As far as you know.
Oh my god.
It's like reactionary.
Damn it, if you let me know, I could have made this so much easier.
Kyle's not trusting people right now, so...
What? Not trusting
No.
us?
It's not so much that, because she's not mental linked right now to you guys, and saying something might give away, so this is like her first instinct of at least get their attention.
Mm.
You know what I mean?
I will allow everyone to roll me a perception except for Elliot, who has a lot of blood in his eyes.
I'm also on the ground protecting the mirror.
Then Mara just immediately watched me throw it.
Zamar, you see blue skin and horns. So do you, Deckham. As it dodges out of the tree. Well, actually, I guess it didn't see the knife, so...
Yeah.
Somebody's sitting up in a tree, very ninja-like. This would be the term.
Gave away their position immediately, but
Are they within 6 feet?
60 feet? Yes.
Yeah. Cool. Heightened spells, hold person.
Mine's much better.
Is that a sigh from Moogle?
They didn't need the disadvantage.
Oh my god.
You caught someone that Amar has seen earlier this evening.
I'd like to point out she's probably still bleeding from like a few orifices.
Yeah, see, I wasn't going to harm her. I was just going to make her pause so we could have a conversation. Because Deku was very agitated with all this backwards talk as a robot man.
That's perfectly fine, buddy.
Incredibly blunt.
Well, considering what What the hell? That Zidmar told her Kyle is on the act first, talk later kind of basis. So she was like, reveal their position, and if they. Sorry, go ahead.
If I notice a spell hold, I will start running over to try. If she absolutely starts falling out of the tree, he will try to make sure she doesn't hit the ground too hard.
I'm going to try to get Elliot up.
Yeah, no.
And also say to him, I can't talk bad about the Jade Egg, but it doesn't disqualify me from doing anything else bad about it.
Oh God.
Possibly.
Right.
Hopefully.
Just give me a moment. I can only hear garble at the moment, Zimar. Blood coming out of my ears, which is something I do not want to go through ever again back at the island of Cicero.
I have full confidence in my comrades to take care of whatever Blue Lady is.
Deckham, you catch her. I mean, if you want to roll, I'll let you, but...
Alright, yeah.
You got her.
Kyle's probably just gonna walk over.
Here comes
like
the
a
one.
Running. Yeah. Here comes the one to save the day!
This is so... There's one in it.
Yeah, you got it.
Alright, so
Wasn't
Kyle
hard.
will walk over.
Yeah, no, this is...
Sorcery.
Good evening.
This...
Well, you're very correct. It is sorcery.
Do they know that this is the person? I guess I probably described
Yeah.
her to them.
The moment you say, Oni, Kyle could probably make the distinction, too.
Oh, well, I think he described this one in specifics. So, as soon as I realize who it is, I drop the spell. And just kind of let her get to her feet.
Won't look away from this one.
Why would you release me?
You released Zidmar earlier.
You outsiders are just so strange.
We get that
Isn't
a
that
lot.
what you need right now?
Indeed, as Elliot's approaching that direction, as he's trying to clean the blood off of him.
Me and
Which
Elliot
direction
are
is the mirror?
hobbling.
Oh. That's an Elliot question. Wiser?
Repeat that again?
What
What direction
is
is the mirror facing?
Oh, crap. It's looking right at the, Elliot didn't quite close it off. So, yeah, it's facing them.
You watch as she stops, looks directly at you, or you think at you, Elliot. And slowly approaches. Her hand goes up to her face, and tears start pouring from her eyes. Do you look in the mirror?
I would be looking in the same direction as her, so I would be looking at the mirror.
Oh,
I
crap.
probably would look too.
Oh, no. Sorry, guys. Elliot's...
I'm like helping
Alright.
Elliot up, so
Yeah.
walking.
Okay.
Well,
I'm
it's
just,
like
let me just.
flashback.
I just want to paint the scene, just how Elliot's approaching the group with Zimar's help. So, Elliot's currently healing himself with lay on hands, so he's actually healing himself a little bit, but there's still blood on his eyes and other orifices that are not supposed to be blood coming out of. So the mirror is fully exposed towards their direction. The only one who could probably look at it right now is, or at least is getting a full view of it, will be the three in front of him, and likely Zamar if he's looking in it. Right now, Elliot is not looking at it because he's currently blood blinded.
Alright. So for the three that are looking in, including her, as she approaches Kyle, Deckham, you don't see a blue-skinned Oni in the mirror. You see a beautiful young woman with a skeletal green hand around her throat, but nonetheless a beautiful dark-haired woman.
God.
The features are similar, but she's missing the horns and the face, skin color.
Is there... Here's a weird question. Actually, Kyle will ask. I have a weird question for you, just because now I'm curious. Was there ever any designation in your clans at all?
Okay, explain what you mean by that.
Kyle's referring because, fuck, how do I explain this? Because the idea is because Kyle, you know how she has the number on her back. She's curious if any of them have like any markings or something similar to hers.
No.
Okay.
She takes her moment. No. I mean, outside of military rank, there's no... I mean, I am... What sorcery is this that you get to see my face?
Elliot pauses for a moment as he finishes swiping the blood. A lone gift that I had received upon passing a trial within these lands of yours and a mountain.
Oh, I just had a bad idea now that I can kind of see how this works.
As Elliot is cleaning up his eyes, and he actually looks, or he just notices.
No. Moogle, I have a question.
Yeah.
The mirror's still facing us, right? Unless Elliot's like changing it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was just explaining that Elliot was finally wiping off the blood and realizing his error, as he actually
Hold on before you do that. I want to look at the knife in the mirror.
Oh shit.
It's a knife.
Oh, cool.
Okay.
One of these days. Huh. See, I'm telling you, Elliot, even in this mirror, this knife is just a knife.
Is that really what's important right now?
No. Just trying to distract myself for a minute. Just puts it away.
Yeah.
At this point, she's fallen to her knees, and she's just, like, bawling.
I am deeply apologetic and sorry for any slight I may have done to you.
No,
No.
It is it. Everyone in the Oni clan is born normal. It is. The curse takes over when we become of age. I haven't seen this face in almost a decade.
I apologize.
I see what... Now I'm starting to... After you, Deckham.
Do you think you can get us an audience at the Oni clan?
I can try, but my father, he's set on attacking after the Emperor leaves.
Fuck.
Well,
right.
he just might need to set up his timeline a bit.
Agreement there, since now I'm starting to understand what Asumi is now, or rather, assuming that these questions and answers we've been getting, everyone on this land is cursed. Kyle, there was something you were saying, you said something about revolutions and whatnot.
Easiest way to start is slowly work things from the inside, and then make sure to lull people into false senses of security. But also properly answer, looks at her, why she's here.
There's also the radical one, as in, similar to what Declan was just saying, is to up the time movement, because I'm having a horrible suspicion that is not just the Mountain Clan or the Stone Clan or the Oni Clan that are cursed, but I think every other clan resident, those who live on this these islands, these isles, are cursed. As we were told, the Emperor represents life and death, and this is my suspicion of it, but if we don't do something properly right in helping our friend, it is not just he and his clan that are in danger, but everyone. If I can't help but feel like the Emperor had cursed everyone.
Well, all except us. Well, most of us. But Zimar.
Nothing is as it seems.
How many revolutions are we gonna cause when we come through these countries?
All of them.
Apparently.
Said one. So well.
I mean, think about it, Kyle. If we're going by your theory that Zimar and I are quite similar in our situations, is it not stand to reasoning that the perpetrator, the one that we really need to be wary of, is not behind the experiments or the foul changes of the body, no different than perhaps the one that you're also after?
I'm worried partially where the fuck they learned Oni curse magic. And what it could be used for if someone else got their hands on it. But
I believe that's a question of the chicken and the egg, or the cockatrice and the griffin.
I don't think those are two very similar birds.
Well, it's not even a bird.
It's basically Greybeard's method of saying, doesn't matter, a crazy person with power decided to play around with genetics and creature breeding.
So then what's the play? Rush to go meet the Oni leader and hope to get there before the Emperor gets here?
We still have 3 days, so...
Yes, I apologize, I forgot your name, man.
Shit, I ain't got it back to my notes.
Or something to call you.
Damn, that's a long ass name.
I have her name.
I'm having a stroke, excuse me.
Her name's Nick.
Her name's Bob.
My own notes. I didn't mention it before, did I?
no.
No, you haven't.
Zimar never asked for it, and so...
Wasn't
I
an
mean, Deku
immediately pertinent question.
Yeah, you know, she had a knife to your neck. Hello, what's your name? I mean, Deku would say that, but Deku's apparently not worried about his throat.
I'd also like to
you
exchange
tipped part of
contact
your-
information, just in case.
It looks like you chipped part of your blade on my...
Oh, that's
neck.
unfortunate. You see, I
Would
made
you
it
like
of
me to
hardened
clean-
steel.
Would you like me to clean your blade for you as well?
You dulled it. Now you can never cut a tomato.
You know what's ironic about that? Sam tried to cut a tomato with the knife, and the knife was too dull that it didn't even cut it.
Dear
I've
God.
done that before.
So
I can't
bad.
stand.
That's
I
why
can't
I own a
stand-
knife sharpener.
My wife has a knife that is just so. I don't know how it cuts anything. Versus my knives, which is like, don't stare at it, it'll cut you.
I sharpen my blades after my few years of being a waiter, so...
Miser the waiter, it's just...
during
Yeah.
during my college years.
It's still weird to visualize.
I mean, I managed to grow my hair out long enough to at least tie it back, so I looked somewhat presentable.
My name is Shido. Or Ishino.
Nice, Shino. How long would it take us to get to the Oni clan and back?
And back about 3 days.
Well, fuck it.
If he's going
He
to
will,
be...
he will look over at Elliot, snap, and press digitate. Alright, let's get moving.
Man, we can't ever have any time to relax on this, can we?
We had like
Cows.
3 days. We fucked around for too long. I knew what happened.
It could be dangerous, but it could be faster on ship.
I have one of those.
On
No.
ship.
Kyle
I'm
just
a-
starts walking down to the dock. Come on.
Alright.
Fucking go. I'll wake the crew.
Before we start all running out and about, this might be a bad idea, but we might need to split up to at least accommodate and speak to each of the leaders, or at least Zamar, you might need to also speak with your father at some point too. How long would it take for 2 and 4 with the Oni clan on ship, Miss Ishido?
About half a day.
Oh, see?
Alright,
Not plenty of time.
Well, half a day there, half a day back.
so a full day.
1/3 of our time. Plus, however long the conversation will take.
Alright, we'll go with the Oni clan leader first then. Hana goes with us, wasn't she? Oh, I forgot all about that.
Yeah.
Yeah, she's here.
No, Hanukkah was clear. Or did I bring Hanukkah? Yeah, I guess.
I don't think she did.
Yeah, she was here.
Oh, was
I think we
No.
brought her.
No, she stayed back at the dojo.
Okay.
She
Alright,
ain't got
so
no cell
Oh,
phone,
that's
but
right.
yeah,
Right. At the dojo is where we split off from her, right?
So, yeah, Elliot's gonna look over to Zimar. This is your call, but do you want to at least let them know you'll be missing for a day, or should we just head out now?
I will speak to my father. But I'm not going to tell him the intentions at this point.
Sounds good. We'll wait for you at the
I'll
ship.
go with Zima.
I agree. Best time.
Alright.
You need to get somewhere you can rest for a while.
I'll survive.
Kyle?
Yeah.
Tell Ismark he has more work to do.
Pulls out the sending stone. Ismar! I know it's midnight, but please wake up.
I'm gonna kill you.
Get the the boat ready. We're leaving early in the morning.
Zan, get the boat going.
You
Zan.
hear like an 80s Volvo just.
Shit, I forgot my keys. No, you hear like the lock sound of a car like twice go up. Sam, what the fuck?
Yes, I am going to speak with my father. I'm going to wake him up.
I'll go down and start helping with getting boat prepped. I'll see you guys later.
All right, then.
Elliot
I guess we're
will.
gonna call it today.
Yeah, I was gonna say Elliot will go with Kael and Ishido, since he has a feeling that if he goes to the monastery right now, he might be tempted to actually use the mirror on them and probably cause problems.
Yeah, Decum is literally just in security bot mode. I am not leaving Zinmar out of my sight.
All right. In that case, then, again, we're going to call it for the night because I need to prep the rest of this. And this has been Sea of Sorrows. I'm Goth Moogle. You can catch me in the other people's games, which is going to be, next one will be Miser, which I believe is doing a one-shot.
Not a one shot, but more of a middle section between previous section and next session for Wildlands. A 0.5 is what one would call it. But yes, I am Miser Mark. I am the DM for Into the Wildlands. Next upcoming session, it will be a Halloween special set in between from last week's session, which was very short, and into what will be the next session in November, apparently, from the way the schedule is going. Find my content on both YouTube and Twitch under Miser Mark. And I will hand it over to Sir Free For All.
Hello, it's me, Sir Free For All. This is the only game I play in, and you know what? I'm perfectly fine with that. But anyway, you can catch me at Sir Free For All on Twitch and YouTube. Pretty much all of my socials are there. Things are definitely heating up around this monastery, and I can't wait for the next 2 weeks to fly by. It's gonna be nice, but I will throw it over to our Kyle.
Hello, I am our rogue sometimes, and then sometimes I'm a possum of Machiavellian planning and the like, and other times I'm just kind of a drunk asshole. Anyway, you can find me at the usual links below, and yeah, next 2 weeks in 2 weeks we'll also do the fun of watching the party kind of dodge, duck, and dive through a festival fight, and we'll kind of see where it goes from there, how happy they all are now. And I'll throw it over to Jeebus.
I'm Jeebus Stingus on Twitter and YouTube, and next Drake's Salvation, we have a boss map. It's gonna be a lot of fun. So, it's gonna be a lot of fun. I have no idea how this fight's actually going to turn out. Someone may die. I'm not sure who.
I can't wait.
I'll throw it back over to Moogle.
Alrighty, so that's it for the evening, and thank you for joining us, and goodbye.
Bye.
Bye bye, everyone.